I know heartbreaks, setbacks. Boom, a major character is dead. Y'all, there's so much to unpack about this season of Raising Kanan, episodes 1 and 2. Let's get into it. Hey guys, Raising Kanan is back with their fifth and final season. And I'm sad, but I'm also hyped because I need to see how they're going to wrap up this series. I'm going to wrap up episodes 1 and 2. We won't spend too much time on 1 because I feel like most people have seen it. But I actually got a chance to go to the NYC premiere that happened that Monday before the official episode 1 dropped, right? So I'm in the theater with my cousin Patina Miller, who plays Raq, and essentially all the cast, Marvin, played by London Brown, was there. Malcolm Mays was there, who plays Lou. Makai Curtis was there, who plays 50. I mean, they all were there, right? So we're in there, and the episode starts. Girl, when I tell you that I was shooketh, I was shocked because I did not expect that with Lou to go down that quick. First of all, so we all know this is the final season, so of course there are going to be significant deaths. I anticipated that, but to have it happen in the first 3 minutes and 53 seconds of the show shocked me. And when it happened, everybody was like clutching their pearls. Like, you could hear a pin drop in that theater. You could hear a couple of like just very shocked. You can hear some sniffles. Like, it was a moment, and I literally sat there with my mouth open for like the next 10 minutes. I was just like, that's how the episode opens, essentially. It opens, it leaves off where it ended the previous season, where we thought that Kanan had killed Raq. All right. We never saw who got shot, but we saw that Kanan had the gun pointed at Raq, and then the screen goes black. We hear the shot. We know somebody got shot. So in my mind, I was thinking like, oh, well, like, Kanan would not kill his mom. Like, he might be bad and shit, but he not gonna kill his mom. And I was thinking maybe one of the ops pulled up and was going to take the opportunity to take Raq out, and then maybe Kanan shot that person, or maybe somebody stepped in and shot like an op or something. I was just thinking that something like that was going to happen, but I did not in a million years expect the fact that Lou would come in and try to intervene and keep the bodyguard from shooting Kanan, and then Kanan would turn around and shoot and kill Lou. Like, that was not on my 2026 bingo card for sure. Here's my thing. If I'm Raq, mind you, I'm not a mother, so I know I don't have a dog in this race, but this is a fictional show. But for me, I would have been done with Kanan, and he would have had to clean up his own mess. Like, I would have kept it a secret too, because I would know that if I told Marvin, Kanan would be gone, my son would be dead. And even though he is a monster, and he is a full-on monster at this point, Kanan has definitely evolved into the monster that we all know from the original Power. But even so, that's still Raq's son. But with that being said, if it were me, I'd be like, you clean up your own mess. I'm not going to tell Marvin. I'm going to take this to the grave. I ain't going to tell nobody, actually. But you're done. You and I are done. You clean up your own mess. And I'm also not protecting you anymore. In that moment, Raq decided to continue to protect Kanan. And I know a lot of people online, I saw a lot of tweets and threads and stuff like that, where people were like, why the hell is she still protecting him? Why is she still protecting him? At the end of the day, he is still her son. And I actually got a chance to interview her last week about that. And I asked her, like, why is Raq still protecting Kanan? And this is what she said. Why is Raq still protecting him?
Well, because it's still her child. It is still the child that she gave birth to, right? Like, I think no matter what, it's her monster, right? Even if he's a monster, like, there's some ownership of like, well, he is this way because of me. And it's sort of like, I still want to protect him. There's so many things that can happen by telling Marvin that, like, Kanan did it, right? That opens up a whole nother can of worms, like, with the family dynamic. And I think just in the moment of it happening, she's just trying to do what she thinks is the right thing to do. This is probably the last thing she thought that her son would do, is come into a house and point a gun at her. Right. She knows what Kanan is capable of. I think now she's seeing it really for the first time, but I do think she sees a lot of herself in him, and he is the way he is because of her. And I do think Raquel knows that, and I think she's trying to still, at the end of the day, protect him.
That is the mindset that Raq is rocking with when it comes to her son Kanan. So Raq literally had to clean up the mess. Her and that bodyguard had to clean up the mess. They dumped Lou's body at the dump site, which is crazy. And then Raq drops the bodyguard off, but before he gets out the car, she's like, you can't tell nobody. Like, we got to take this to the grave. And when she was saying that, I was thinking in my mind, like, she finna kill his ass. Because if two people know a secret, I forget how the saying go, but you can't have another person knowing the secret. You got to take them out. Marvin thinks it was Unique. Like this was a Unique thing, and Unique ain't have nothing to do with Lou Thomas being killed. So Marvin is on a warpath. Like they had Party, I forget Party's character, the prisoner turned rapper, whatever, that was hanging out with Lou, was friends with Lou. They had him holding Pernessa and her and Unique's son hostage. Marvin wants to know where they are, where they're holding up at, so he can go in and kill them. And this is where things are going to get messy, because if Raq is going to continue to protect Kanan and not tell Marvin what happened, Marvin is going to kill the whole entire city because of that lie. And when I say lie, I mean lying by omission. So that is what's going to make things shaky. But Juke did tell Marvin that Lou was on his way over to Raq's house because Kanan was talking real crazy about Raq. So at this point, I'm a little concerned. Like, why is nobody having that conversation? Like, why isn't Marvin asking those questions? Like, if Lou was headed over to Raq because Kanan and Raq had beef, then Lou ends up dead. You know, something in the milk ain't clean. Some of the other significant things that I feel like happened in episode 1 was literally laying the groundwork between Breeze and Kanan, and how Breeze and Kanan are going to work together. And they're also linking up with Breeze's uncle and aunt, Snaps and Pops, who is the one behind Crystal's death and Fame's death. But obviously Kanan don't know that. And when Kanan find that out, it's over for Snaps and Pop. It's going to be a snap and a pop. Leading into episode 2, they have created this super, I call it super nigga Avengers group of drug dealers to take over Queens. They actually get Stefano's blessing for that. Stefano said, okay, look, you guys can run the city. You can do what you want to do. Y'all can play in my playground, but I ain't going to be involved, but I still want my money. So Snaps, Pops, Breeze, Kanan, and Unique, they were supposed to bring Unique into the fold. Breeze approached Unique in episode 1 about joining forces with them, right? But they had this secret super nigga meeting without Unique. So when Unique catches wind, he's like, wait, something's off. Something's off. So then he approaches Kanan and is like, look, you can't trust Breeze. You can't trust Snaps and Pops. They ain't our friends. Me and you should link up and, you know, get our thing going. But Kanan is gone. Kanan is so far gone, and he's already up Breeze's ass. So he's not going to let that opportunity go. So I say all that to say, I felt like this whole episode was about Unique losing everything. He's losing his swag. He's losing his power. He's losing his clout. Essentially, Breeze is sunning him and basically telling him, either you get with this, you get with the program, or nah. And he's just losing everything. He's losing his family. Pernessa is done with his ass. Even his own son, when he went to go see his son pretty much was like, I don't want nothing to do with you, kind of thing. He does ultimately end up giving him a hug, which makes Unique a little emotional. But this whole episode was just, the underlying theme was like, Unique is done. Unique is done. Like, Unique is not Unique anymore. It's time to move forward. But the thing that I was questioning was the fact that, why did Breeze bring Unique into the fold? Like, was the whole plan to bring him to the fold and then take him out? Because that's what Unique had told Kanan, like, they just want to, they just want us into the fold so they can, like, won't have no competition. Then ultimately they're going to try to take us out. Like, it was Unique, right? Was that the original plan that Breeze had, to bring Unique into the fold? Or did he genuinely want to work together with Kanan and Unique and Snaps and Pops and all the things? But when Unique was asking questions and, like, trying to sun him back and talk shit, is that the moment where he felt like Unique had to go? Because towards the end of episode 2, we all know that Kanan and Breeze go to Unique's house out in the country, the suburbs, and try to kill Unique. I'm wondering, like, was that the plan the whole time, or is that something that evolved? Ultimately, Unique leaves the game. Unique makes the decision to leave New York with his family, with Pernessa and his son, and he said he ain't never going back. Now, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if we'll see Unique again, or if we legit won't see Unique again this season. I don't know. You never know with the Raising Kanan writers. And speaking of people trying to kill Unique, of course, we know Breeze and Kanan tried to kill him. Well, how about during the same time, Marvin was trying to kill him too? So Marvin went out there to that house that he had out there with Pernessa and his son. But luckily, Unique had already left. He had already left town. I don't know how Marvin's going to end up finding out what really happened to Lou and that Kanan killed Lou. Obviously, Unique knows, because Unique had that conversation with Kanan and was like, so why you ain't pressed me about your brother? Like, everybody is saying that they think it was me who put Lou down, but you ain't said shit. Why is that? You know why? Because Neek knows. He knows it was Kanan. And now Kanan knows that Neek knows it was him. So that's probably one of the biggest reasons why Kanan went with Breeze to try to kill Neek, because he can't have that secret getting out. Because I can't think of another way that Marvin would find out unless he starts putting the pieces together. And Juke has already started putting the pieces together, because when she saw Kanan and Raq's interaction after that funeral, she already peeped that something wasn't right. And then when she was at the dinner table with Marvin in episode 2, when she was kind of pressing him about it, about, Unique being involved in this and that, and then she unveiled that Raq and Unique had like a deeper relationship, more of a relationship than Marvin was aware of. Like, I think she's trying to push him and get him there. Stefano, I always forget how to say it. He is done with Raq. He told her, "You are done in Queens. Like, if I catch you in Queens, like, I'm gonna put you down," type shit. And I'm surprised. Like, that's how you know Stefano he has so much clout and power in Queens, because nobody tells Raq no. And Raq actually listened this time. She might get some retribution down later on in the season, maybe. But in that moment, she didn't push back. Ultimately, she did make the decision to retreat from Queens and start doing her business in Manhattan and pushing the weight, or moving the weight, through Lou's club, which Marvin is not happy about, because Lou never wanted that. And Marvin, he kind of questioned Raq's, like, "You're not crying. Like, our brother is dead. You don't seem very emotional about it. You're not crying." He already questioned that. So whenever she started telling him about the plans, like, "We're going to move weight through the club. We're going to hit Manhattan, fuck Queens," Marvin was like, "I'm not worried about nothing else but getting revenge for my brother's death. I'm trying to avenge my brother's death." Like, and Raq was like, "That's cute and everything, but how we gonna make money?" And since Raq is planning on moving the weight through Lou's club, they have opted to buy Miss Shirley out. And she has no say in the matter. So Marvin basically was like, "Sorry, Shirley, but we buying your ass out." And Miss Shirley is not happy about that. And I think that's kind of messed up, because Shirley has been good to the Thomas family. She loved Lou. She really loved Lou. And she knows this is not what Lou would have wanted, and that's not what Marvin wants either, but that's what Raq said do. And I think he kind of made that clear that he wasn't a fan of this idea either. But I just feel a little bad for Miss Shirley, because she nosy as hell. She is nosy as hell. That's about the only thing she's guilty of. She's just nosy as fuck. But she did love Lou, and she loved their father. As Raq is trying to get her business set up in Manhattan, she ends up connecting with Mr. Pino Bernadi, which is a contact she got from Joaquin. So she meets with him, and they kind of discuss terms, and da-da-da-da. He's basically like, "Look, this is going to cost you. Like, my cut is a big cut." But Raq has a plan, which is actually a genius plan. She has a plan to link up with Flossi, who was essentially kind of like a madam, I guess. She has strippers, call girls, whatever, on her payroll. And that's the way she's going to move the weight in Manhattan. And she ends up talking to Flossi. They end up talking it out. And Flossi seems like a girl's girl. She's like, "I love the fact that you're a woman. Like, you're a woman handling your shit. I'm a woman handling my shit. Like, I've gotten this pitch a lot of times, but from men. There are no women dominating this space. And the fact that you have the balls to come and like make a deal with me, and you're a woman, and you handling your own, like, yes, girl, like, let's work." You know what I'm saying? So that's promising. It looks like her and Flossi may have a really great working relationship, but it also scares me, because I feel like Flossi also might be Raq's match. Like, Raq may have met her match as well. So we'll see how that plays out. So a little bit earlier in this episode, the cops hem up Kanan, and they bring him to this like isolated spot, this like unoccupied store or something. And they basically tell him his business, his operations have been shut down. Now, Kanan is thinking that Raq put these cops up to it. He's like, I know y'all on my mama's payroll. Like, I know this is Raq. But the cops are confused. And they're like, "I know this was Raq, and I know you guys put down Fame." The cops are completely confused. They were like, "What are you talking about?" And it was at this moment that Kanan realized that maybe I'm wrong about Raq. Maybe Raq didn't put Fame down. And it won't be long before Kanan finds out that Raq didn't put Fame down, and Raq also did not put Crystal down. So that was just the first, like, the look on his face. Like, the look on his face was like, damn, everything I thought I knew, shit, is a lie. Maybe she didn't pay the cops to take out my friends and da-da-da-da. We all know she took out D-Wiz, whatever. But she didn't have nothing to do with Crystal and Fame. And so I think that is kind of the segue, or the opening into Kanan eventually finding out who's really responsible for Fame's death and Crystal's death. So Juke is still seeing Aisha, but that damn cop, Garcia, will not leave Juke alone, trying to get information about the Thomases. Juke is pretty much over it, but Garcia approaches Aisha, gets Aisha down in the interrogation room along with her parents, and is basically telling her parents all the dirt about Juke and her family. Okay, so now he done got up in Aisha's head. Aisha goes back and tells Juke that she was questioned by Garcia. The first thing Juke asks is, "So what did you tell him?" I thought that was very interesting. I thought she didn't say, "Are you okay?" Like, I thought it was very interesting that she was more so focused on the fact, what did you tell them? And that kind of makes me scared for Aisha, because they love each other, they want to be together, but Juke will put her down if she needs to. But I think she's trying not to go that route, which is why she planned to kill Garcia at the end of episode 2, which is wild to me because when did Juke start doing that? When did she start just pulling up and wanting to kill cops? You know what I'm saying? I know she had got a little taste of like killing somebody last season. She killed that guy that like was abusing her friend, the friend that she met at the, the LGBTQ bar. But I'm like, you just gonna pull up and like kill a cop? Like, that's crazy. She didn't get a chance to kill him because obviously he was with his pregnant wife and his family. So she was thinking like, oh, I can't do it right now because then she would have to kill everybody. It also shows how Juke is evolving as well. Like she's getting a little bit more heartless and cold. And we did see a little bit of that last season, but we definitely saw it in these first couple episodes or the second episode. I was just a little shocked that like, I'm like, I know this girl ain't getting ready to go kill somebody. I know she ain't getting ready to go kill no cop. I know that ain't who I think it is. Literally nobody can know that Aisha was talking to the cops. Even though she didn't tell them shit, they cannot know that because Lord forbid Raq find out. Raq is putting Aisha down. So we'll see what happens with that. So I feel like this season is going to be wild. We are getting 8 episodes, I believe. Or maybe 10. No. We're getting 10 episodes this season. So let me know what you thought about the first 2 episodes of this 5th and final season of Raising Kanan, what your predictions are, and what we can look forward to for the upcoming episode. Hit me down here in the comments.